Hey guys, welcome to Inner Peace with Netta. I'm Netta, and on today's video, I will be talking about spiritual growth and personal growth. Okay, so the key to spiritual growth and personal growth to me is self-discipline. Some people have it because they was raised with a lot of discipline, or either you had it and as you grew older, you just, let it fall by the wayside. But that's the key. That's the key to self-love, is self-discipline, and yeah, take ownership, accountability, and responsibility, right? And with self-discipline, it's about your habits. That's big. Like, our habits can either empower us or disempower us. And what I've learned as an entrepreneur is you better have some good habits that's going to empower you. In your spiritual growth, you better have some good habits. Your personal development, have some good habits. And with your spiritual growth, you have to have the discipline to continue your spiritual practice even when you're not seeing the results. And that's even in your personal development as well. You have to have faith. You just have to have the self-discipline in your mind, knowing that with anything where you're changing and growing, you will not see the results overnight. You may feel it. You may feel that pain that you got to go through. But you will not see the results overnight. And I feel like you'll see the results when other people see it in you. Somebody's going to point it out, because I feel like we're just so hard on ourselves. But if you're not even thinking about it and you just flowing with the process, that's what I've learned too. Don't even worry about the results. Know what you want your result to be. Have an end result. Do have a plan. But don't just be so focused. I think that in society we're taught to obsess at the end result and, reprogram your mind and da. That's all good. That's all fine. But with spiritual growth, I've realized that you shouldn't be striving for enlightenment or becoming like a guru no, just be. I made a video about that. Just be yourself, and listen to your inner essence. Listen to the God within you. Okay, listen to that inspiration that is within you, that inner wisdom. And because it's totally different from building your dreams and having a goal. Like, spiritual growth is basically what you signed up for, your soul contract, for you to go through lessons. And you have to let things come to you. But also with growth in both spiritual and personal development, you have to release certain roles that you played in certain chapters of your life. And certain people in your life you will have to release. Like, everyone will not be sitting with you at your table or either at your party. I remember I told somebody this a long time ago. If someone at your party, because this is your life, if somebody at your party pulled down their pants and started defecating in the middle of your party, that person got to go. And if you got habits to where you're doing that, you need to change. You need to change the roles and your habits and the way you're thinking about yourself. And how you're thinking about your life and how you're living your life. We got to understand our values and our principles. And I'm going through that process now to what is of value to me now? What is my principles now? Like, I don't think that when I first started this journey, like, I never really, I've asked other challenging questions. I've asked myself that question, but my values and my principles about certain things has changed, and it's gonna change as you grow. I just feel like that's just part of you growing and then allowing yourself to mature. And I'm going through a process where it's like, oh, level up times 1,000, but it's with maturity, and I'm going through this pain of I have to let go of a certain role that I was playing, because that role does not, it's an immature role, and it does not work for me anymore. It's not serving me. It's dead. Like, the actor died, and yeah. So, that role, that illusion, because that's not true for me anymore. And I feel like with this growth, like, all the roles that you play, they serve the purpose, and you can take the wisdom that you learn from it, just like anything else. In personal development, of course, you got to learn the life skills and just different things that will empower you to live your life. And, I've just been getting signs, just focus more on your spiritual growth. And I feel like certain spiritual practices will change as well, when you have this spiritual growth. And I believe I said this before in a different video, like when I first, started became aware of spiritual awakening, because we're forever on our journeys, right? But, transitioning from getting out of religion, not even understanding what true religion was, and understanding to just straight trying to block it and just saying, just rebuking everybody and everything, just running away from it and not understanding it, and not having an empowered understanding of what it really was, and not having an understanding because I was listening to everyone outside of myself instead of my inner wisdom. Because you can, to me, any spiritual text is a divination tool, and if you need a message, you can scroll through the pages and with your eyes closed and ask for a message, and you will get a message. Okay, that's how you are one with your divine, and that's how you get that inspiration. If you just, and some things you're not going to understand, because it's, you got to let things come to you. And that's another thing with spiritual growth. It's not forceful. It's not when you want it. It's something to where, you have to let certain things come to you. Things, your lower self is not in control. So with spiritual growth, you gotta allow. You have to be open to receive. And you have to be generous and giving as well. And you have to. Spiritual growth and personal growth, you have to have gratitude. When things go wrong in our life, just be grateful, or just not wrong, because I don't like to use wrong or right. When we have challenges and obstacles, just be grateful, because sometimes that obstacle is there so that you don't go down the path that you were going. And it's there for a reason. So that's up to you now to say mentally, for you to mentally grow. Okay, so what is this obstacle and challenge trying to show me? Have I been through something like this before? What is the knowledge and the wisdom that I've learned from that lesson before, and how can I apply it to it now? And what am I going to learn now? What is it trying to teach me? Okay, now you start moving strategically, and sometimes you won't, it's a new lesson and you won't know. And then things start coming to you, okay? Yeah, spiritual growth is on some other type of different level of growth. But personal development will help you, and I feel like it will accelerate your spiritual growth as well. Because if you have that self-discipline and you have life skills and you just keep learning, it will help you adapt and be flexible to certain things and challenges in life that you will have. And this is why we have to know our values and our principles and staying grounded and true to ourselves, because when we go through certain things in life, you don't want to react in the old way that you've grown out of. So this is what, like, I'm going through now to really understand it. Like, I went from one thing to not understanding, going through another, learning different things and being open to it, taking what I needed from that. Now I'm moving on to something else that is serving me in this chapter in my life. Do I know what it looks like fully? No, I do not know. So currently I'm getting my yoga certification, my yoga teacher certification. Now I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. Me doing that, me getting my yoga teacher certification, I feel like at first it was ego-based. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to do my yoga teacher because then I'm going to do this and integrate it in my business and da-da-da. Like, I had the best intentions of it. But let me tell you something. Anybody who is a yoga teacher, when I tell you I got hit with some stuff that first I love to learn, and I'm open to the challenge. Like, I'm already in it, so I'm in it to win it, and I'm going to finish it. Like, that's what I'm going through. But I didn't even think yoga was what I'm learning. And you know what? I'm glad, because this is a lesson for me. This is a lesson for me. And I still think that it is part of my path. I just felt like I could have, I don't know if I should have waited, but I had some other things that I needed to finish. But I'm glad that I'm doing this, because yoga transforms you. Like, this is not, when I first started my training, I don't feel like I was doing it deliberately. I was just like, okay, so I'm going to do this yoga. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm going to add that to another notch under my belt. Like, always going to keep it truthful with y'all. And it's not like that. It's been burst in my brain, but now I understand it, because what did I have to do? Get out my comfort zone. Ask for help. Go into a study group. Just different things. And that's part of your growth. That's your spiritual growth, your personal growth. Like, you have to do things to get out of your comfort zone. Like, I was in a park the other day and I seen this yoga teacher, and I walked over there like, hey girl, what's your name? How long you been a yoga teacher? I got some questions to ask you. And she helped me. So it's just like, I had to, get out my comfort zone and just grow. It's about maturity as well. You can't. I don't like to say the word can't, but you're not, if you're going to be immature about your spiritual growth, or if you're going to allow your ego to take over, you're going to end up learning lessons again. Okay? Forever be childlike, please. Because I feel like once we think that we know everything, then universe will be like, oh, you think you know, but you have no idea. Or y'all remember that from MTV or either VH1? Too much, right? But anyway, that's how it's going to show. So we need to have this growth and stop playing certain roles and allowing other people to play certain roles in our life. And that's another thing with spiritual growth. Yes, we do the inner work. Yes, we do the mirror and we do the reflective. But certain roles that we're playing and other people who are playing certain roles in our life, it is up to us to remove and have those boundaries and have certain situations and to speak up. Certain things, like, you will have to say that will be part of your spiritual growth. I know for me, one of my lessons is to speak up and express what I feel. and don't allow anyone to tell me that my feelings is not valid, but also have emotional maturity and make sure that I'm assertive and not to be passive or aggressive and to express myself with blame, but take ownership of what I feel, but express what I feel because I matter and my life counts. So, with spiritual growth, I just feel like you'll come into things like that, because I think that when I first started my spiritual journey as well, I felt like just be nice. No, it's not about that. It's about being real and being honest. Being real and true to yourself. And sometimes you're going to have to tell people about themselves, but make sure you say it. Take ownership for what you say. Take ownership for your thoughts and your actions. And that's where the growth comes in. We're all going to make mistakes. That's fine. But as long as you can take ownership for what you feel and what you do and what you say, it just comes with the growth, and it just comes with maturity. I'm looking at, I'm not really looking at my past, but I'm just looking at how much I have grown, and I'm just like, whoa. But I do feel a plethora of growth. I just feel it. I just have this inner knowing to where it's going to be an adventure, but it's going to be some growth. I'm telling you, the universe is going to have me break dancing all on top of my head, but it's going to be good growth. And on the other side of it, on the other side of where I am and where I'm going to be, I'm honestly going to be really, really embodying my full true essence, because right now, am I really embodying my full true essence? To know it, no. I'm being so honest. I am not a guru or someone to tell you, just follow me and do what I say. No, I'm just telling you about my experience, so that when you go through things, do know that there is someone else going through the same thing like you, or you may be running into the same challenges and obstacles. It's different. I don't know. It's just so different. It's just like your roles change. You just get upgraded, but it's a good one. So I don't know if I just rambled a lot on this video, but I wanted to talk about that as well. That's key. That self-discipline is key, and to have a consistent spiritual practice. And to have a schedule, map out your day, work on your personal development, what you say to yourself, how you think. I always talk about that, your actions, doing shadow work, inner child work, being assertive, learning life skills. I always say that, that is crucial. Never stop learning. And, balance. A lot of people say balance don't exist, but if you keep moving, you'll get to a balance. You may waver far one way and then go all the way the other way, and then you may be a little, balanced, and then sometimes you may waver and then you just be balanced. I truly believe balance does exist if you can be centered in your inner peace, but you got to keep moving for balance to exist. Can't not move. So, yeah, that's what I'm realizing this whole spiritual journey. It's so funny how, when I first started my spiritual awakening, and then now I see everybody on YouTube talking about crystals and, ancestors and the altar. That's all fun and dandy. I remember when I had an altar. Well, I kind of still do have an altar, but I used to just do different things that I don't do anymore because I've outgrown it. But I do understand people who do it, and I appreciate it. Instead of me judging it, I appreciate it because I know that. I see the old me in that. I just have, for whatever reason, my soul has outgrown that. So it's nothing wrong. Like, also with spiritual growth, like if you do, you work with tarot cards, if you call yourself a witch, you do brujeria. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Voodoo. You work with the orishas. You, I don't know, into the occult, anything. Whatever you do, or any worldly religion, or any spiritual practice that you do, and it serves you, and it's true to you, then do it. Like, I respect it all because I feel like it all ties in it. Everyone has basically gotten different things from one another and then just try to take ownership of it, you know, and everyone is just like, no, that's mine. No, you're not supposed to do that because I'm right and you're wrong. And then, you know, you have to do what works for you on your spiritual journey. And your soul will let you know when, okay, you learned this maybe in the church. Now it's time for you not to get out the church and, you know, maybe walk this path. Because remember, we the people are the church. When you are in church anyway, the kingdom lives within you. So, you know, it's just different perspectives, and everybody's spiritual growth is different. So with my channel, like, everyone is welcome because we all get that inspiration and the wisdom from within. As long as you're doing things for the highest good of yourself and the world, I mean, if you're doing it for the highest good of you and everyone is connected, you're doing it for the highest good of all. It's only when you harm yourself and you're starting to harm others. But when you're doing it for the highest good of yourself, I'm telling you, the divine work in mysterious ways, and we just have no, you can't say what is wrong and what is right for someone else. You only know what is good for you and what is not good for you. And you can do that without judgment as well. So that's what I've been learning on my spiritual journey. To be honest, I don't care what someone else's spiritual practice is. If it works for them and it makes them into a loving, good person, and it empowers them, then why am I focused on that? I need to just focus on myself. That's just never been something that I wanted to focus on. I don't want to point to other people and tell people, well, you shouldn't be doing that. No, mind your business. Just mind your business. And also, yeah, just mind your business. You got your own thing that you need to be focusing on. So, you know, with that, with the spiritual growth and the maturity and the personal development, you'll realize, like, lighten up, loosen up, you know. Stop trying to tell anybody else and condemn other people, because you already know that has everything to do with you because you do it with yourself. What else with this spiritual growth? Yeah, just be free and be creative in it. It don't have to be a way that you don't have to live someone else's spiritual life. Live according to what your inner being is saying to you, and that works for you. And then sometimes you will move up out of that, and you will take something that you learned in your past and something that you have in the present, and it may look totally different in the future. And that's good, because I just feel like you will have so many different perspectives, and we're able to relate with one another on a different level when we do that and when we grow in that way. I think that's all this is about. For us to relate and be closer to one another. And this is why we have to grow and change. So, and play different roles. You know, we're actors and actresses in this movie, right? So, yeah. So, this is the end of the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Peace.